Hello and welcome to the VR Untethered podcast, where we are so untethered from reality that we untethered ourselves from our podcasts for the past few weeks.
We forgot where we were.
As all one of you may have noticed.
You cute Dickens, you. But yeah, it was a very strange trip losing our tethering like that.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting multiverse that we
Yeah.
discovered out there.
In our defense, I was sick one week, and then last weekend, which was Memorial Day weekend, was so hectic with the family over that I had no control over what times I would be available.
Right.
So yeah, there were reasons.
There are. There are. And we will post a complete list of them at some point if you demand them, but take our word for it. We're back.
Yes. So, we have some, as usual, hopefully highlights. We have some new releases, some of which are technically slightly stale new releases at this point, but we still want to mention them. And we have some upcoming releases. We don't have anything that we know coming out this next week for sure, or I don't. So maybe Brad does.
Well, that's just.
And we have some news.
At this point, following which games are going to be released and when,
I know
that App Lab, Side Quest, Ocular, we're going to have to.
There are new games that are coming out somewhere almost every day.
Right. Literally daily at this point.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to keep up with what will be coming next week, or we'll keep you as informed as we can. But believe me, it's tough. It really is. It's like this App Lab thing really opened up. And then it seems like the App Lab side quest wars have heated up a bit. And interesting to see what's, and then just seeing the posts on Reddit about the different links that are being taken by different people and games renamed. And it became the Wild West. It really did.
Right. So, anyways, what are your highlights for this past week, Brad?
Well, this week I managed to pick up a pre-order copy of Stones of Harlath.
Oh, nice.
Well, I was hoping nicer. It's a good game. I'm not saying it's not. Yeah. I'm not in love with 8-bit enemies.
Yeah, that I like the mechanics of the spells and all that stuff, but the reason I didn't get it was the 8-bit stuff. But we can talk about that a little bit more later.
Okay, well, we were talking highlights.
Technically, the new release.
Well, true, but it was a highlight as well since I played it. So,
true.
It had a dual purpose there.
Yeah.
And we can get into the whole 8-bit thing later. As far as the others, I've really been enjoying watching what's going on with Demio and seeing people developing these different strategies. And I really hope these guys work on it, because to me, at this point, as much as I love playing all these other games, and I really am trying to get back into them slowly because they advanced so much over the last couple of months.
Right.
Some of them have really just become other games,
Right.
I have enjoyed also Down the Rabbit Hole, what they've been doing with that. They've really been, I don't know where Cortopia is going, but it seems like they want to go further than they've ever gone before,
They want to go where no man has gone before. On the ceiling.
Well, yeah. I'm not even going to go with the ambiguity and statement. Let us just say.
You've never heard that joke before?
Yeah, kind of.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just got thrown there a little bit with the imagery. I don't know what anything. Oh, the one game I guess that I am really, really looking forward to, that I'll just get that out now, because it's like Sniper Elite, which just looks fantastic. It really does. Yep. This is the one I'm looking forward to.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that too, yeah.
And Green Hell, when they posted the picture, did you see the picture that they posted supposedly from a quest?
No.
It looks better than a piece.
Oh, nice.
And people are like, and it's supposedly from a Quest 1, and everybody is like, give me a break. If this is what it looks like on the Quest 1.
Right.
And it was stunning. I mean, really stunning.
Yeah. The only thing that worries me a little bit about Green Hell is some of the stuff that I've seen about it makes it look like I won't like the interactions very much. You know, it looks like it's the VR, but the point and click interactions. So you know,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that gets changed some, but we'll see. You know,
You know, that's just it. Is I was going to say that it's so weird because I know you want that and I do too for the reality, but they are selling those shoes where you sit in the chair and walk backwards to get your movement. And if that's something that's a big seller, I don't know that point and click will go away.
well, well, you're talking about the cyber shoes, which
Yeah.
I don't know that is walking backwards, is walking in place with the really, really slippery socks, basically.
While sitting down.
Yeah, yeah, because otherwise you'd be falling over if you tried to do it just standing up.
Well, how often do you walk sitting down? Like that's a natural movement.
I do it all the time. I'm doing it right now. This is
Wow.
my leg day.
Congratulations. How
So,
far?
but yeah, I know what you mean. But at the same time, that's kind of like a poor man's Omni treadmill, you know.
Well, yeah, but
And I can see the purpose of that because it is more immersive to at least have some the feeling like you're actually walking, and it saves wear and tear on the thumbstick, you know. But
you're sitting
like
down, you're walking.
in Onward, which I play all the time, that would mean that everyone would have to set their height to like 5 feet and be midgets running around the map.
There's a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Exactly. I see a lot of issues with cyber shoes. So once again, to me, just the idea, I understand you have agency in where you walk. Your feet are rising up and coming down,
Yeah.
but your butt is still on a chair. And
Yeah.
I very rarely walk that way.
That's how I went to the store yesterday, though. You are missing out.
I guess. I guess. So anyway, yeah, that one sort of, I don't know.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, I know. It's not going to be for everybody, but it is nice that it's just something that is becoming available. There are options. There are different, and eventually there's going to emerge a victor called Betamax. Or no, I mean called VHS.
you mean SVHS? No, you mean DVDs. No, you
Yeah.
mean Blu-ray. No,
No, I mean streaming. But yeah, eventually there's going to be one or two solutions that are dominating the market and are the most popular and the best. I say with air quotes because, as we all know, it's not necessarily the case that the best wins in these things.
No, I was just trying to imagine full body tracking while you're sitting there moving. What is the computer going to do with that? It's
Yes,
just like,
so yeah, that'd be interesting.
yeah,
Anyways, moving on to my highs because I think you're done with yours unless you've got anything else or.
nothing worth going on about that won't pop up in the show later.
Okay, well, I was going to mention something that's a dual purpose one as well. Carve has been a highlight for me this week. I've been playing that a bit, and it is very fun. It is also a little bit challenging to do some of the tricks, because it requires precise placement of your hands on the board as you grab, because some of the tricks are you're grabbing across board like that, or you're grabbing like that, or you're doing this, or you're doing that, or you're grabbing the front and the back, and
Okay.
but how the board is steered is where your hands are oriented. So it can be hard to do a specific trick, because
Okay.
you gotta look down at the board and grab. Nope, 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 no. I'm trying to grab here. Is showing me I need to grab here, but I keep grabbing here, or I grab down here, or and you gotta keep. Okay, there we go. I got that hand in the right place. Now let's work on getting the other hand in the right.
Okay.
That's a little bit of an issue there that
I was gonna say that.
worked on some, but other than that, it's really fun. I unlocked the third level, and I'm almost to the point where I've unlocked the fourth level. The third level is rock caves, where you are snowboarding down a mountain and through caves as well.
Cool.
So, and there's one spot in there where you can jump off and get like 30 seconds to 40 seconds of air. That's a lot
cool.
of air.
That's a lot. That's a long flight on a snowboard. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get you a seat, sir? And
What?
it sounds like you're boarding a plane at that point. 40 seconds. They have time to actually serve you. You know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it is well done. I do kind of wish that there was a little bit more interaction with the dog. Like, you got a ping pong ball gun. I wish the dog would get up and chase it or something. Yeah.
Okay, but
That'd be realistic, right?
well, of course. But in general,
But, well, one thing I didn't realize when I made my review video of it, and I know I'm talking a little bit too much about it, there's a secret that I will tell you when we get to the new releases. I'm going to my next highlight right now, which is later on today at 1:30 p.m. to be precise. I am racing to the Anomaly with Survival Bob on YouTube, and the two other people that he opened up in his Discord a giveaway for a chance to do a live stream event with him. So I said, sure, why not? Clicked, and I was one of the 3 winners. So how this works is we will all be starting a new save, and we'll be doing multiplayer. So we are joining each other's sessions, and we'll be starting on the same planet near each other. All of our ships will be right next to each other, and it's whoever can go through all the tutorial stuff and they get to the anomaly first wins. It takes an hour to hour and a half, so we'll see.
okay. Sounds like an afternoon that most people won't spend traveling through space to beat them.
Well, a lot of it is going to be on the planet with your hazard protection going. I'm getting low. I'm getting low. I'm getting low. While you're trying to find a sodium-rich plant to pluck and then recharge it. So
No, okay, so that's great though. It's better than just racing.
yes.
So it's nice that you have to do certain things, sort of like a combination.
Well, yeah. Well, what you need to do is first you need to repair your motor tool, and you need to repair a couple other things, and then you need to get to your ship, and then you need to repair your ship so that it can fly, and then you need to go over here to do something, and it then prompts you to build a base. So you have to build a base, and then you have to go to the, the space station to buy some parts, and then you have to go back to the planet and make some more stuff, and all to get you to the point where you have the ability to do a warp jump in between solar systems, and then you end up at the anomaly shortly after that.
Right. So it's not really, because at the beginning you make it sound like it's a race to the anomaly. All the ships are there, but it's not really a race to the anomaly so much as it is the great race on TV, but done in space.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, okay.
The amazing race in space.
Why didn't they call it that? You would have a much larger following.
I don't know. Anyways, now, obviously, by the time you guys are watching this the podcast, all that will have already happened. So I will link to it at the end of this podcast. That'll be one of the linked YouTube videos, because I'm going to upload my video of it at the end.
So we will get to watch you race. Will you be uploading a highlight reel or the...
Well, I'm going to be streaming it on Twitch while Survival Bob streams it on YouTube, and then I'm going to be uploading the recording of my stream onto YouTube.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. We'll all be looking forward to it.
So, well, it's already happened for the people watching right
We
now.
loved it too, and congratulations. No spoilers.
Yeah. So anyways, moving on to the new releases. We had Carve Snowboarding last week.
And Stones of Harlath.
The secret that I was holding off on is I didn't realize this until I watched another YouTuber's video on it. But one of the doors in your cabin, if you go over to the door and you knock on it, there is a stoner living in that room who never comes out. But if you knock on his door, he tells you bad jokes. Like, I can't remember a specific one, so I'm going to have to make something up. It's like, well, it's a typical thing that a stoner would just be like, "Whoa, dude," but it's obvious,
Okay.
Hey, dude, I just realized that dog spelled backwards is God. Man, that blows my mind.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I got it.
No, just stoner jokes.
Right. It probably would have been better if you didn't mention that and people didn't find that. But okay, enjoy.
I'm just wondering, is he living there, or am I keeping him locked in there?
Have you looked in your closet and seen the type of apparel that you have, or any accoutrements that might give you a...
So maybe he's what the ping pong ball gun is for. I shoot it at him.
Give it a shot. I personally, the ping pong ball is a reserve for Rush, so I don't know why they would put them any other game. But
I don't know. Anyways, another game that came out last week was, I was reading this originally as 4 VR Bowl, but I heard
Forever Ball.
Matt from the BMF calling it Forever Bowl,
Right.
which makes more sense. But it gotta admit, it looks like 4VR.
I don't even try to guess what they're trying for anymore. It's just like however you want to pronounce it. I understand. It's the new wacky bowling game.
Yes. Well,
But
it's not necessarily a wacky bowling. Um, it looks like it's got uh, some good features in it from what little I have watched of it so far. I like that it's got well. I mean, I guess it is wacky a little bit. On some of the balls and whatnot. But I like that it's got basically a pro shop inside of it. So, so that brings back memories. You know?
yeah, right, they were replaced by vending machines where you just get your resin sack and your fingertip and your
Yeah.
lift.
So, but no, it looks like it is fun. It looks well done.
Still no walk into the
For what
line.
it is. What?
Still no approach.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a
Well,
major problem for me.
that's going to be hard to do in VR. I mean, the only way would be to do it with the physical movement.
Fine.
You know.
Fine.
So,
Make me start at one spot and go to another before I can release the ball.
well,
It's fine. I'm just saying
yeah.
bowling is a specific, I
Well, I
can't play.
mean, technically, you can bowl well by just walking up there, stopping, and going. You know, but it works the better if you use that approach. Yeah, it
Well,
helps it to be consistent. It gets a little bit of momentum added to it. You know, so
right. And if you're used to bowling, it's like playing tennis and not being able to bring the racket behind you as you get ready to swing.
right,
It just changes the game too much. And I
right.
understand it's difficult, and Apple will take care of that with their LiDAR, VR headset. But you understand what I mean? If you can't give
Yeah,
me the approach, then
yeah. I mean, that is the part of bowling. Yeah, that's not just to stand there and sort of throw the ball down the lane.
right at that point,
I
I could.
mean, technically, but no.
I might as well be playing Skittles at that point. Like beer and Skittles for
Yeah,
anybody.
which is not something the people in America play,
10
except for
pins on
people
the
like you.
tabletop. Wait, how do you mean that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, Skittles is a fun game. By the way, if any of you want to play it, it's sort of a combination between tetherball and 10 pins, and but played on a tabletop. And it's geography, geometry, and all that type of stuff.
Like,
But yeah, once again, if you can't do an approach, I don't want to do it. It's like racing without steering. No.
right. So, but yeah, outside of that minor nibble or quibble,
Quibble, yeah.
yeah.
I just like.
I'm not sure what I was nibbling on that made me say nibble instead of quibble.
Maybe
Anyways, outside of that minor quibbling nibble, um, it looks like it's a good game. So,
okay. And
also looks like it looks better than premium bowling.
I never, something premium bowling's been working so hard at becoming premium bowling that at this point, to me, it's very Solaris oriented in the sense that by the time they actually get the game to a point where I might want to play it, I don't think there'll be anybody else that does. So,
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, moving on to the new release of this week, we have Stones of Harlath.
which, as you might have heard, has very good gameplay, interesting maneuvers. It's
Yeah,
certainly worth the price.
gesture-based spell casting where you have to draw a triangle in the air, or you draw a circle, or
Right.
whatever.
You're a rune mage, and you
Yeah,
definitely and the spells are large enough that you don't have problems with it being too intricate to cast and things like
right.
that.
Unlike an Orbis.
Right. I mean, if I wanted to learn how to write Chinese, I would just learn Mandarin. I wouldn't play Orbis to be a rune mage.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, to me, like I said, the biggest problem was the 8-bit enemy. I thought I could live with them.
yeah,
8-bit, really. You want to talk
yeah,
about blowing it?
yeah. I mean, I get that he has reasons for it and all, and kudos to him for trying something novel. But two-dimensional 8-bit highly pixelated enemies just don't do it for me.
Right. It.
I mean, I can live with something like Ancient Dungeon, which is Minecrafty, even though that's not really what I like, but I can live with that. But going back to less than the paper thin 8-bit characters,
You know,
that just doesn't
especially
appeal to me.
after playing Demio,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, like you play Demio, you play Moss, you play a few different games, and you see how detailed a character can be.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the 8-bit enemy coming at you, and you just go,
Yeah. Not scary at all, Mr. Direwolf.
exactly, exactly. And so I think if he improves that particular asset, if he finds a way to overcome the 8, please don't be so Laris and tell me this is meant to look like crap, you know.
Well, that was the deliberate design choice he made. It was such to make them 8-bit pixelated. But anyways, outside of that, which is our quibble, that may not be an issue so for you. It
Seems to be
looks like
amazing.
it's a well done game. I've heard that it's really short as well, though, so
20
to keep that
minutes.
in mind.
Right. It is sort of a concept game more than an actual play
Yeah,
type game. So
and maybe he will expand it more in the future. I don't
right,
know.
I'm not saying it to say it's like we said, it's a good
Right.
game. There's only
Yeah.
one problem. Fix the enemy. You know, that's the problem.
Yeah. For us. For
For
you, you may not
us.
have a problem with that. Like, I know Michael loves it. You know, um,
Have we
and
found
other
a game
people really
Mikey
love it.
doesn't like?
What?
Have we found a game Mikey doesn't like? Yeah.
Orbis?
Which one?
Kind of.
Which one?
Orbis? Kind of.
Well,
VR
he tried.
carts?
Well, VR cards we all hate. I mean, if you can't be in VR, well, if you don't hate VR cards, it's very simple, you know. But other than those, he has an appreciation for everybody's
Pretty
talents.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know there are also people that do like this style, and they think it's really cool. Which, hey, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, I do. I don't like those people. No,
Me
I'm just
personally, it's not a game for me because I don't like that style very much. The gameplay itself is cool. So,
right.
anyways, moving on to the upcoming titles, we have Eternal Starlight coming out on June 17th. This is for the Quest 2. A real-time strategy space combat game, basically. So,
real-time strategy space. Are we talking like the original Go games like McNeil did, or are we talking?
I forget if this was a Go game or not, but it's called Eternal Starlight, and it's listed in the Oculus Store as It's expected June 17th.
Okay, well, we don't have long to wait, and I'll see. I'm just wondering when you say an RTS space game, it's like those can be done differently. There's
Well,
different.
yeah. This uses the two-hand grabbing gestures and all kinds of stuff and just clicking and dragging and occasional. It looks like the first-person interactions with incoming hails from the enemy or whatever. So
Okay, well, if it's made for Quest 2, you know it's going to have better graphics and that
yeah,
they'll try and do something special with it, like
right.
Dead and Buried 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
we also have Larcenauts coming out sometime this year.
Quarter 4, 2020. No, I think it says quarter 3, 2021.
Maybe.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Before they delay.
So at some point this year, it's supposed to be coming out. It's a hero MOBA shooter game. So, if you haven't heard of it already. And one concern that we had with it in the past was it looked like it was going to suffer from the same problems Solaris did, which was one hand only, and the other hand just stuck like that. But evidently the devs have assured that is not the case, or it will not be the case. So.
Excellent.
It also looks like it will have in-app purchases. So sounds like it may be similar to Population 1 in that it comes out with a cost and then there will be seasons and battle passes and whatnot and cosmetics and
Right.
so.
You know, as long as they can keep making it go, it's,
Yeah.
you know, right now I'm still fascinated by the Quest 2. I really am, what they're making it do. So
Right.
my big problem right now, honestly, is where I think the Quest 2 has reached its peak as far as 120 hertz, as far as what they're going to be able to do with, reconfiguring the hardware through software type deal.
Well, so some of the stuff may have, but not everything yet, I don't think.
No, I know, because somebody was saying that they have hidden in the runtime the ability to be able to open up all keyboards, not just.
That's something mentioned, or that I saw as creating a pass through area for any keyboard. But that's something that technically we know they are working on, because they made an announcement that they are working on it, but it's proving harder than they were anticipating or whatever. So, because every keyboard is different.
Yeah, I know. When they have you tie each key to a key, I mean, it's like, it would be nuts.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, Larcenauts looks like it will be a fun game. I am looking forward to hearing more about it and to seeing more of it. We also have a Rogue Escape listed in the coming soon in the Oculus store. This is kind of an escape room that's based on another game from the sound of it. It's a VR reimagining of, I guess, like a certain part of this other game. So the story behind this is you are trying to escape to somewhere, and you steal a giant mech called a Nautilon, I think it is, or unless I'm misremembering what it was called, but anyways, it's a giant crawling mech, and then you hope to evade capture and escape. Well, in this version of it, you are trying to figure out how to work the mech. So you have to solve the puzzles and to figure out how to make it work. Basically, it's a not a crawl. So it says a Rogue Escape is a more tactile, experience-driven VR reimagination of Spare Parts Oasis's first title, Not a Crawl. So.
And they really pushed that name. Okay.
Yeah, so that sounds interesting.
Could be.
So.
I mean, it's very good. It's going to be so hard to make an escape room that's not all puzzle driven in VR. You know, how
well,
can
that's
you
what
do
escape
it?
rooms are.
Well,
puzzles.
well, yes, but I mean, some of them are physical puzzles in the real world. I mean, let's just, in VR, you have to create puzzles that are sort of Jurassic Park type puzzles. You know, escape from Jurassic. Like, here, stop in the middle of being chased and play tic-tac-toe for a minute while this thing is going to eat you and then move on. you know?
Yeah, that was a little bit weird in that game.
Yeah, you know, it's like trying to stretch the game out, are we, folks? You know,
something like that.
Something like that.
But yeah, Rogue Escape looks potentially interesting. We'll have to see. I don't know a whole lot about it other than what I just shared. So, we also have Wanderer coming out in who knows when.
I know. I'm seeing
that. It's
that.
a time travel puzzle game, story driven. So basically, you are from a ruined Earth future, and you time travel back in time to various eras. Some of them look like Inca or Egypt. Some of them look more modern times, trying to change the future. And it will be coming out for PSVR, Steam, and Oculus, which probably means Oculus PC, not Oculus Quest. So, but it might be Oculus Quest, who knows? But I'm not anticipating that because it didn't mention specifically Oculus Quest. It just said Oculus. So.
Right. And well, at this point, yeah, it's kind of tough to see where Oculus is going, being that they're not very specific right now. When they say Oculus, it's not like when they used to say Rift or Quest. And by pretty heavy duty pushing the 120 hertz capability and wireless capability of the Quest.
Right.
Yeah, it could be on the PC, but they're trying to push away. I don't know what they're doing, to be very honest with you. It seems kind of schizophrenic right now, so I'll just see.
Yeah. But it also looks like an interesting game and one that I will be keeping my eye on because that's the kind of game I like. So, or a kind of game I like. I like more than one kind of game. So.
It just seems to me that at this point we've outgrown the VR headset non-console based in-house cloud.
What?
The games have gotten large enough, that they're huge to try and stick in a headset that's going to comfortably sit on your head. At the same token, you want to be able to stream them. You want the speed to be able to stream them. And you want to be able to have the ability to have a graphics card that's going to run them at, the type of PC quality that you want. But you don't need a full PC.
Right.
You just need that console. and that wireless headset. And that's what I mean by in-house cloud, as opposed to plugging your headset PSVR style in and not having 360. I'm saying
Right.
you could turn it into the ultimate VR machine by
Well,
just having the cloud in your house.
it already is the ultimate VR machine.
For the time being. For the time being. I'm just saying.
Drop my mic. No, I won't.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Let me get my headphones. But no, I think at this point, like you're saying, some games are going to have to move on to a larger storage area, graphics use area, however you want to put it,
Much to Michael's chagrin, he doesn't. I really don't understand it, but he's like adamant, kind of against using the PC VR. Like,
I do understand why. I really do understand why. It's because PC VR is so much. If you had,
so some of the titles are a lot jankier and it's not as curated and whatnot, but don't play those ones.
No. I understand that. I do, but I have to say I have 2 full PC VR setups, and I still play Quest more than either one of those.
Well, I play with my Quest for the PC VR. So like the No Man's the No Man's Sky thing I'm going to be doing later today. That's not native on the Quest. That PC game.
Right. But what I'm saying to you is that at this point, I don't want to have to do my entire PC upgrades, and keep my PC going in order to play a game.
Well, I can understand that, but if you already have a PC that's perfectly capable, or if you want to pay for Shadow or one of the other newer options that are coming out, you have access to the PC VR games for a relatively low monthly price. So
provided you have the bandwidth. Once again, and that's why I said the in-house once the download's done.
But yeah, it's there are limitations still, but there are limitations to the Quest native stuff also. And the reason that I say I don't really understand Michael's point of view is because he has a computer that can do VR, and he has access to Shadow because he was playing Asgard's Wrath. That's a PC only game.
Right.
It was huge PC only game.
I know. I couldn't even download it on my laptop PCB. I had a 128 gig SSD. It was larger than my internal. It was crazy.
I mean, that one game would fill up almost the entire storage capacity of my Quest 2, and I got the larger storage capacity.
Yeah, me too. So I understand. But that's what I'm saying is a lot of it is, once again, my big thing is just that keeping a PC going, fully functioning, takes work. You know that, and I know that.
The minimum amount, yeah. I mean, it only takes more than a minimum amount every 3 to 5 years, really, when you need to upgrade or replace the bits and pieces of it.
Oh, I'm not talking hardware. I'm talking about software updates, patches, upgrades.
I mean, most people, they can just leave that on the automatic side and everything will work fine. A few people have issues, but a few people have issues with the Quest 2 also. I know. They run into these weird bugs that no one else is running into. So it's because, and I'm not going to say this in my out loud voice, but the Quest 2 is a computer.
The Quest
And all
2.
computers are going to run into that issue.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Well, the Quest 2 is a smartphone. No, it's a computer. No, it's a smartphone.
The
But
two
yeah,
are not mutually exclusive.
exactly. Exactly. And it's still using a processor that's more powerful than the 85-inch Sony TVs. So,
Yeah.
once again, we're talking about a pretty powerful computer. But I'm just saying, in general, I know personally, I would love to have a box sitting here that I could download the games to and play wirelessly wherever I want to in the house without having to worry about my computer, the 3080, the 2080, the
So
10.
you want an Ouya for the Quest.
A what?
An Ouya for the Quest.
An Ouya?
Yeah, that was a thing for a while. It was an Android-based the gaming thing that was kind of like a Chromecast, but for games,
Oh, you mean like
where
Stadia?
it stored the games on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, something like that.
So, anyways, moving on, we have Sniper Elite VR has a release date of July 8th.
He moved it again.
So the week after the 4th of July. Or the week of, depending on how the calendar falls.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. The game looks great, though. I mean, it really, so far from everything I've seen, it looks...
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very good-looking game. Here we are. July 8th is the week of July 4th. July 4th is on Sunday. So, yes. And July 8th will be Friday. Or Thursday.
Okay.
Or, rather.
And, okay. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's the first full week of next month. So, yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to also. And from what I've seen in preview pictures and the trailers, it's looking really good. So,
yeah, I agree. It's looking just fine. Like I said, there's a couple of games. I can't tell you how the 8-bit characters in Harlath threw me. I can't tell you. Yes.
Oh, I just remembered there was another highlight that I was going to talk about at the beginning, but I'll talk about it in the next section, which we are going to now, which is news. Unless there was more you were going to say. Sorry, I kind of stepped on your toes verbally there.
No, you're going to be racing through No Man's Sky soon, so run on here. Let's go.
Okay. Well, this is kind of sort of news, but kind of sort of new release and kind of sort of highlight. For those of you that are familiar with Anti-Cleric's game Lo-Fi and the fact that he is making a Quest game in the same universe, he has now on App Lab a tech demo for that game, which is called Agency.
Oh.
I went to make a recording for it, and then as soon as it loaded up, went, oh, not sharing that recording.
Really?
Yes. You start off in a hall full of female android robots that are all unclothed. So.
Okay.
The robots, but yeah, not safe for YouTube.
Understood. Okay, so, but other than that, once you get past that, how was the gameplay?
Well, it's not a game. It's just a few scenes that you observe. You have arms that can move around and whatnot, but you can't interact with anything. And it's using Google Shot and Daydream technology, which is kind of weird. So there was one scene where I could see a little bit of the Surratt part failing just a little bit,
Okay.
but for the most part, it looked good. It was well done, and all. It's a 2-minute long thing, and it immediately loops back to the beginning when it reaches to the end. And the only interactive part is at the end, where you get to wave at yourself in the mirror and notice that you are a female robot.
Okay. Are you clothed?
What?
Are you clothed?
No.
Okay. It's an interesting parting shot.
But hey, it is out, and if you want to check it out, it's free. It's only 2 minutes long,
And it's
not
full of
interactive.
naked female
Just
robots.
a teaser for what is coming. So, all right, now moving on, we have Project Starline from Google. This is their answer to the keeping people connected during the last throes of the pandemic and whatnot. It's basically it's a volumetric teleconferencing solution, which allows you to, I guess, feel the other person some as well. They're using that technology where if you hold your hand in the right spot or whatever, and it volumetric, so you can lean left and right and see the different angles of them and whatnot. So, so it's like they are there on the other side of that glass.
Right. I know. It was like, okay, it's interesting. But yeah, like you say, pandemic oriented and
Yeah.
sort of bring the world closer together as opposed to.
Yeah. And AR, VR, tangential.
Right. Well, it's all going to be XR at some point. I mean,
Yeah. So we also have HoloRide. We haven't spoken about that in a while, so I don't know if you remember this, but this is a self-driving car service that entertains you with AR and VR stuff while you are on your way to your destination. They are now including, or it's going to be on the Elrond blockchain, and they are going to be incorporating NFTs somehow in preparation for their 2022 launch.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be able to collect NFTs on your way to the airport or whatever. So.
I don't know if you've been watching what's happening with NFTs, but
I caught a little bit of that earlier when I was doing the show notes. I'm like, I'm not going to go down that particular rabbit hole.
Oh, if I would throw a stick of dynamite down that rabbit hole to prevent other people from falling down that rabbit. I mean, they've failed at this point. I don't understand why they're continuing, to be very honest with you. At this point, the NFTs have all failed. I don't think there's one successful NFT.
I don't know. Anyways, moving on, we have Snap AR Spectacles, which
Those
is
look pretty
their
cool.
AR version of their spectacles, which they sound really cool, with the only drawback being it's a really small FOV, and it's only a 30-minute charge.
Okay.
But this is just their first iteration. Right now, they're not for sale, but they are going out to developers, so the people who want to make AR experiences. So,
Well, I went this week and I looked at a Mavic drone point of view with the VR, with the goggles, the digital goggles, and the controller. Supplied. Have you seen those?
No, but go ahead.
Okay. Oh my God.
I mean, I know what you are talking about in general. Yeah.
Okay, so these drones, which I mean, we play VR, so we're jumping in all the time, and putting on the goggles feels like you're putting on the goggles in VR, except you're controlling a real drone that's moving,
Right.
and it'll go up to 90 miles an hour. You better be like they warn you. You probably should sit down the first time you do this. And I'm thinking, you think? You think? Um, and you can either use regular controller or you can use like an air-held joystick to race
Right.
the thing around.
Right.
It was it was pretty amazing. It really was. You want to feel like Superman? This thing is absolutely incredible.
Do,
What?
do, 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 do.
Yeah, very much so. And I don't know. I'm looking at these drones and thinking maybe I might have to do. Oh, and I went
You
to
get
play.
into drone racing?
That's the problem, is I don't know the same thing, the same way I don't know anybody else who has a VR headset.
Right.
I don't know anybody else who has a racing drone, and I don't think I'm going to convince anyone that it's a cool thing to do just on the spur of the moment.
Right.
Hey, what do you say we go out and blow this kind of money on a racing drone, and go spend some time racing it around. Aside from which, though, the cinematography, I was looking at some of the other drones with the telephoto while you're in flight, being able to manipulate the telephoto, but they don't
Right.
have the goggles yet. They just have the regular controller. And it's like, are you kidding me? I can fly this little piece of crap, and that one has the goggles, but this major
Right.
cinematography, it's like, no,
Right. Well, what would be ideal with those major cinematography ones is to have the goggles, but have like a split screen. So you have the regular view, so for navigation, and then down here you have the telephoto one, so you can see what the telephoto is doing or something.
be able to go back and forth, or
Right.
however it is that they
Yeah.
want to do it. But the whole point is just like, look, you have some machine. I mean, literally change your telephoto while you're in flight at up to a distance of 6 miles. And
Right.
you're going, yeah, this is a nice toy. I could see using this for some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But I just don't see why they haven't gotten to the point of, if they would make the goggles, I think it would go over a lot bigger.
Maybe. Uh, Speaking of things of that nature, we also have Digilens modular AR glasses.
Yeah, what's going
Similar
on
to the
with that?
modular phones where you snap together the pieces, that they're working on modular AR glasses.
I'll see.
So,
It was tough enough to get a radio to work. I don't know about AR glasses, in the module. If that set got to be really put together really well, because
oh yeah, yeah. Um, and also, oh, crap, I just remembered just said something else while we were just talking just about the drones and whatnot. I don't know.
they
I
should do a
always
drone program.
remember it later, or I won't. So,
Oh,
uh, what?
I
So go
was going
ahead.
to say,
Just real
okay,
quick.
what that just reminded me of is when I haven't played it yet. I just saw the video for Blue Planet.
Mm-hmm.
Should come out, I think, a couple of
Right.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
It uses volumetric. And they
Yeah.
probably used a drone, I would imagine, because now they
Yep.
have volumetric drones. I know it got terrible reviews, well, not great reviews anyway.
Right. Yeah.
But it's interesting because I saw a drone that does volumetrics. You can fly it over and create a model for virtual reality or augmented reality with this drone.
Right.
We're getting there. I mean, it's like, oh my God, this is just, weekly. I'm just watching these developments, so it's kind of
Right.
think.
Yeah. 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 um. Also, speaking of the things hinted at in the Quest the firmware and all that. Evidently, there was news that there might be work being done on because the Oculus for Unity API was just updated with a beta access to third-person spectator view for casting on the Quest or Quest 2. I don't know if it would work on the Quest or if it's the Quest 2 only. I don't know any details about it really right now.
No.
We ran across it this morning.
And you also saw the iOS, the new Apple program that lets you put yourself into the video as well.
The reality mixer like thing, yeah. So that's been out for a little while, yeah.
I just read an article like they just did a major update or something, and
Okay.
but it's only.
I have to check that out. Yeah. That said, I have an iPhone, and I still do not have access to the camera view while casting things, as far as I know. But I haven't tried casting with the app. I just haven't seen it anywhere in the app.
Right.
And I also don't have access to my phone notifications to my headset. So I'm not sure if there's something I need to do somewhere, or I don't know. Anyways, Upload VR is having their showcase on June 12th. So it'll probably be just as full of stuff that we already know as the Oculus one was, or the Facebook one, whatever you want to call it. But it might be interesting to watch as well. So down the rabbit hole, which you were mentioning earlier, they are now getting 120 hertz in the app. And also, Scrotopia hinted at a new game.
They didn't hint at it. They said right out loud,
yeah.
We got a new game.
Well, we don't know what it is yet, or
No, that's true, but that was not a hint.
No.
We've got a new game coming.
You're right. And lastly, VR usage on Steam is at an all-time high, apparently driven by the Quest 2.
Who would think that a $300 headset would get people interested in VR?
Obviously, Facebook did.
I can't even go to what is the new system that they want to do? The reality system, the ORS,
OS or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm really scared. That one.
Yeah. I don't know what that's going to look like, what that's going to entail, but still at the same time, it's like, well, you yourself have said many times you'd rather use the Quest 2 despite Facebook than go through the friction of using your Vive.
Correct.
And the Vive is so much more expensive.
Tell me about it. I know.
So, I mean, they have cool stuff, but it's expensive and it's wired and it requires more maintenance. It's got more moving parts, and the Quest 2, for the most part, just works.
You're telling me what I told you at the beginning.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. But it's like, for all that, I get a lot of people don't trust Facebook. They are doing a lot of things right when it comes to VR, and if it weren't for them, I don't know if we'd be where we are with VR right now. We
wouldn't.
It would still be a fringe thing, most likely. But
it still is a fringe thing.
It is becoming mainstream more and more every day.
Right. But to most people, it's still fringe.
Well, yeah, but the other day I was mentioning it when I got my haircut that you haven't commented on, and the hairdresser didn't go, what? She knew what I was talking about. She knew what a quest was. She knew what VR was. So.
Well, they do know what it is, but I'll give you that. If you say VR, they don't look at you like you have a third eye. They're not going to tell you they enjoyed playing it. It was funny because I went to play miniature golf last night, in real life miniature golf, which was very strange. It's a much better deal to buy the miniature golf on the Quest than it is to go to the miniature golf.
Oh, no doubt, yes. Yeah.
But I got to say, the Quest has saved my life a lot of times. Just my sanity, being able to jump in and do things that other people literally have no idea is out there. Right. So, whereas you say it's fringe and other people are accepting it, yes, they're accepting it, but
well, I didn't say that it is mainstream. I said it's becoming more mainstream every day.
Right. Right.
It's getting there, and that's largely because it's got Facebook behind it. For better or for worse. So.
I know. Well, there's room. I mean, there's room for other people to come in for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it if there were more competition in the Quest 2 priced consumer space as well.
Right. Which I don't think we're going to see again, actually, for a while, considering all of the prices of electronics increases to begin with. So.
Yeah. And we were hoping that HTC would step in, but they are doubling down on being enterprise only.
It's ridiculous.
Really.
Okay. Well, I own 2 different Vive headsets, including a Pro, and if you think I was going to plop down money for the Pro 2 after all the other crap, it was like, no, just no way.
Some people did. And I'm like...
Yeah, I know. Like, what? You what? I know. It's sort of it's a little worse than the Elite, but not much worse than for that. It's just like, what are you thinking? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only thing that I am really envious of the Vive and the Vive users about is the finger tracking. All 4 fingers. But that's not if you have the regular Vive ones, that they don't have that. You have to have the index controllers for that.
Correct. So. Which is, and there's plenty of problems with the index controllers. Plenty of problems with the index controllers.
And I know there have been some people working on third-party controllers that do the same thing and that are sturdier. I don't know if Oculus is going to open it up for you to pair a third-party controller with the Quest 2, but if they did, that'd be awesome. But I don't think that's going to happen, which would mean that once again, yeah, that's cool and all, and if I could use it, I would get it, but I can't use it.
I know. Well, we will reach more of a standard as we become less fringe. And we are reaching more of a standard, but like like we both pointed out, it's got to become super standardized.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I would love to get to the point where you can have third-party controllers for this basically VR console. I mean,
right.
the Xbox, you can use Xbox controllers, or I believe you can go out and buy third-party controllers that are compatible.
There are.
PlayStation, you can go and buy third-party controllers that are compatible. The PC, you can buy pretty much any controller that connects via USB.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. They're just keeping tight lid on their ecosystem. And
Yeah. I mean, I used to, back in the days when I was playing the Descent, I got one of those orb controllers, with the big ball, where you can have to 6 degrees of motion with it.
right.
So.
Hey, I had one of those for the trackball for Centipede. Okay, so on my Coleco, I had the trackpad for Centipede. So I've always been playing with that crap too. It's like, yes, I always want the better, the best, and give me. But for right now, we're doing okay. I think it's really a matter of either some new games or a new, I don't know, like Sniper Elite. I don't know how much further they can take the tech on the Quest 2. That's really where I'm.
You might be surprised.
I hope I am.
Yeah.
I truly hope I am.
Well, because just a little bit more, and then we've got to stop this. But it's been generally true with phones that the software, or the hardware, I mean, is not fully maxed out.
Ever.
By the time the next model that comes out.
Right.
And while they are making immense improvements to software and optimizing things and whatnot, I don't think that the Quest 2 is going to be any different. It might almost reach there by the time that sequel comes out, but I don't think it'll be completely fully utilized even by then.
No, I don't think so either. That's what I'm saying, though, is I think that they'll reach a level of, okay, this is as far as we're going to take it on. Hit this one, the next one will do this.
Right.
That's sort of where I'm looking at where are we going at this point.
Okay. I thought you were meaning that you thought that the hardware limit was close to being reached.
Not even close.
Yeah.
We never did that on any console or any computer, like you're saying. We introduced a new software and then throw away perfectly good hardware.
Yeah.
That could be advanced way beyond the time that we dispose of it. So.
Right. I mean, I love Moore's Law, but sometimes let the hardware mature.
I agree. I agree. We have some great hardware, and look what they're able to do with software upgrades. I mean, it really is intense. They're still able to do these things with software-only upgrades, and they're still, I don't know, at some point it just seems like, why, sort of like the purple iPhone. Why?
Because one person wants it?
Pretty much. Tim's got his iPhone.
All right, so on that note, have a purple iPhone weekend.
Very purple.
So thank you for watching this far. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe and share. Drag your friends over and make them watch us until they have been indoctrinated, and click like and subscribe on their own. And have a good rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.